Welcome back to another new session, and I hope all of you are doing really great and ensuring that you are listening to these particular sessions because this chapter, again, I'm reminding you, is one of the most important chapters in your subject called business studies. So, this is a very big chapter, but it's the easiest chapter in the entire syllabus. So, so whatever we have learned in our last sessions, we have completed with these topics until let's say elements of marketing mix. Then we did the last session was about consumable products, the different types of consumable products. So just a walkthrough ahead did last class. So last class or last session we had completed about consumable products, which I would be again paraphrasing, but in today's session, we would be learning about industrial products or services. Like you already know, products are being divided into consumable goods as well as it's been divided into industrial products. And again, you know that consumable products is divided into durability and shopping efforts involved. And again, durable products are divided into durable, non-durable, and services. And again, shopping efforts involved is divided again into convenience and let's say specialty and the other product. Now, again, when it comes to industrial products, I did not put the division for industrial products because I didn't want to confuse you too much. But below industrial products, we again have we have a chart where there is subdivision of industrial products, and the only question that's important on the industrial products is the meaning, and you have features which would come for a 4 marker. Now, what is these industrial products? The word itself tells you these are products which is not used for consuming. These are products which are used in the industries to manufacture those goods. Okay. Like example, I'll just give you a basic example. In case you want to consume sugar, okay, now first what do we need to do? We need to take the sugar cane. There is a process that goes on. That process needs an industry where the process goes on and the end product is what is called as sugar. So we need an industry so that these goods are further processed, okay, produced, and then it's resold to the customer. Okay, or probably we can take assembling line of industries. Like example, let's say you're taking of Bata. Bata assembles various components of the shoes, or let's say the slippers what they manufacture, or any footwear for example that they manufacture is assembled. That means the leather comes from another state. The different parts of the shoes comes from different let's say assembling industries, and then Bata assembles every part of it and completes it as a final product. Something that we can consume. It is something where business people would buy and they would convert that into a finished product. Okay, so further examples I would give you. Now, what are these industrial products? They are nothing but inputs or raw materials. Like example, sugarcane is the raw material, but the consumable product of sugarcane is sugar. That's the basic example I can give you. Okay, so example is tools, machineries, etc. Now, what are the features of these industrial products? Just remember, industrial products are not consumable products. They are used for industrial purposes only, so that the raw materials will get converted into a finished product. Okay. Now, what's the first important features of industrial products? Before we can move on, I want to highlight this for a 4 marker. Please ensure you are also making note of it somewhere because it is important. See, features are the things that gets asked in this particular chapter. Okay, features, importance, all these are the things. So this topic is a 4 marker. Please ensure that you're marking it as a 4 marker. Now, what is the meaning of number of buyers? Now, when you compare industrial products and consumer products, by now I'm sure you know what's the meaning of consumer products. Consumer products are those products which can be consumed by the consumers. Example, toothpaste. Toothpaste you're using to brush your teeth. It's nothing but it's a consumable product. Like example, chocolates. You are consuming it, you're eating it, you're relishing it. It's a consumable product. Ghee. You use ghee for all your different varieties of cooking. Now, what is it? All these are consumable products. But when we talk about industrial product, uh, the number of buyers who buy the raw materials in these industrial products are comparatively low when when you compare it to a consumable product. Why? Because in consumable goods there are a lot of people and the buyers keep buying the goods regularly. Every month you need soap, every month you need toothpaste, every month you need a new brush. So what is it? The buyers for consumable products are higher when compared to industrial products. Why? Because only those people who are manufacturing the products will go ahead and buy the raw materials for industrial products. Okay. Then the second one is channel of distribution. The channel of distribution here, now if you talk about the channel of distribution in consumable goods, you have the manufacturer who manufactures the goods, then he sells it to the wholesaler, the wholesaler sells it to the retailer, retailer sells it to the consumer, and go ahead and all these people here go ahead and they again resell the goods to different other customers or different other intermediaries. But when it comes to industrial goods, there are not much of intermediaries in between here. Why? Because the need of the products itself is less. So why do you need a lot of retailers, a lot of wholesalers in between? If you need the raw materials, you'll directly have contact with the manufacturer, and you'll contact the manufacturer and you'll buy the raw materials from him directly, so that you can assemble or so that you can complete it into a finished product. Okay. So the channels of distribution is comparatively low when compared to a consumable product. Third, geographical concentration. Okay. In short forms, the same explanation I have put here, and this is what I was talking about. That is, products are divided into the consumable and industrial. Consumable is divided into durability, shopping efforts. Then durability is divided non-durable, durable, services, convenience, shopping products, and specialty. This you all. What you don't know is this classification of industrial products. Now classification of industrial products is again being divided into several other things. Now don't get worried and don't complicate yourself by looking into these. You just have to look into this. Okay. That is, material industrial goods are those goods which is only used for industrial purpose. It's not used for any of our consumption purpose, so it's only used for industrial purpose. Okay. So industrial goods is divided into material and parts, where you'll borrow and where you will take the material from others. Then it's divided into capital items, supplies, and business services. Each of this is divided into two. You talk about materials and parts is divided into raw material, manufactured material, capital items, installation, equipments, supplies, maintenance, operating, business service, maintenance, advisory. So this maintenance, there's a shortcut for you to learn it. Maintenance appears for two topics. Then here it's raw materials, manufactured materials, something that you can easily remember. Now, one more thing is, don't go ahead into detail to by heart this particular chart for industrial goods. Just remember there's something called as material parts, capital supplies, and business services. That is more than enough. Coming down again to the features of industrial products, before we can pitch into the different types of industrial products, I was talking to you about this, right? So I just wanted to show you the important terminologies which I've already asked you to make note of into your notes. Okay. So number of buyers, when compared to consumable products, the number of buyers in the industrial products are very limited. Example, what? Sugar. Okay, how many of you buy sugarcane regularly? Okay, it's not much of us. Only if we have the craving to eat sugarcane, or if we see sugarcane being cut by the shopkeeper somewhere down the lane, we would go and give some 20 rupees and buy sugarcane, and we would chew it up and we'll throw it in the dustbin. Okay, so that is how the craving of sugarcane is. But tell me whether you use sugarcane more or whether you consume sugar more. You'll definitely consume sugar more for your tea, your coffee, or for your Horlicks, or whatever you sweets and everything possible. You consume at least, let's say your entire family consumes 2 kgs or 3 kgs of sugar every single month. So definitely tell me sugarcane is an industrial product, whereas sugar is the final product. That's if that is it's a consumable product. Which is consumed more? Definitely sugar, right? So what is happening? The number of buyers for consumable products are more, whereas the number of buyers for industrial products are very, very limited. Okay. So the second point is channel levels. What is this channel levels? Channel levels refers to intermediaries in between. I was telling you, right? Manufacturer, then you have the wholesaler, then you have the retailer, and then you have the consumer. Now, for your channel levels, you don't have, for your industrial products, you don't have any intermediaries in between. Why? It mostly is done by direct selling. If the raw materials are sold in Gujarat, you would travel all the way to Gujarat and you will buy the raw materials and come and manufacture it here in Karnataka. Why? Because there are not much of people who are buying these raw materials. Then why have intermediaries in between? So it's a shorter channel of distribution that we have for industrial products. The third one is geographical concentration. Now, what is this geographical concentration? Just because we don't have intermediaries in between, they whoever has the raw materials, like example, sugarcane is not available, let's say, in Karnataka, but if you go to like Tamil Nadu, sugarcane is available in plenty. So if you are a person who wants to buy sugarcane, what you would do, you would directly go to Tamil Nadu and you would buy the product in bulk, and you have a lot of variety and quality which you can actually select from. So what are they saying? It's highly concentrated. Highly concentrated means it is there. If at that particular place it is there, it is available, you can go ahead and purchase the product. Example here what they've given: the demand for Pavalam comes from Bombay, Sholapur, Bangalore, etc. So what is happening? In case you want these goods to be transported all the way from Tamil Nadu, it will easily get transported to you for from Tamil Nadu to Bangalore every single month. So it is highly available for all those people who want it, not in different places, but in the place where it is getting manufactured. Fourth one is technical consideration. What is this technical consideration? These are, we are talking about goods, okay, which are complex. Why? Because these are not simple things that we are talking about. These are things where you need a lot of technology, that you have to use it, okay, so that the goods are getting converted into finished products, so that you can, so that it will become a consumable product. Example: cement. Cement is something where you can buy the products and you start using it for your building purposes, for different other purposes you use cement. But tell me, the industry, okay, the company which makes cement, the industry manufacturing sector of cement, does have a lot of huge plants and machineries where this manufacturing of cement has to take place. Not really manufacturing, the end product or the final product of cement has to take place. So the raw materials are something that has to come from different places. Second thing, there's a lot of technology, plants and machineries that has to be used. So what is it? Technology wise, are you using less technology or you using more technology? Definitely you're using more technology, and it's a complex process when it comes to industrial goods. Yes. Then the next one is reciprocal buying. What is reciprocal buying? Something that you want, the industry is manufacturing. Later, the same good that the industry is manufacturing, you are using. Example, I'll tell you. Now, MRF tires, I see I put the tire there also so that you know it's a tire, okay? Car tire or whatever tire it is. Or let's say a truck tire or tempo tire, tire, whatever it is. Now, these MRF tires are being manufactured by the company called MRF companies. Yeah. So, what is happening? When these tires have been manufactured by these MRF companies, indeed, later on, you see these MRF tires being used by several cars and several, let's say, several trucks and several other vehicles. Now, these are the vehicles, like example, let's say trucks. These are the vehicles which is helping to get the raw materials for this MRF company. Before you can manufacture the tire, you need to have raw materials, right? You need to have the bolt, you need to have the nut, you need to have the lead, let's say rubber, everything. You need to have the raw material to manufacture the tire. So who is helping you? These trucks are helping you. These trucks have four wheels, right? The four wheels of the trucks are indeed MRF. So that is what is called as reciprocal buying. These industrial companies or these industrial products are manufactured by the company and they are sold to different other big companies themselves. These big companies are buying these trucks. These trucks have MRF tires where it's manufactured, and later these trucks themselves are helping to get the raw materials for these to manufacture the tires. That is what is called as reciprocal buying. Reciprocal means what? It is like this, something like this. Okay, so here the tires are there. Okay, here the trucks are there. Now what is happening? Okay, just for you to understand, I'll write truck. Okay, now these trucks are helping to get, let's say, the raw material, rubber, whatever raw material, nails, nut from different other states. Okay, and these trucks themselves have the end product, that is the tire, which is which is the four wheels of the truck. So what are they saying? Some industries buy products from a company with the intention of selling the finished goods to the same company. Correct, no? For example, Maruti company may buy tires from MRF company, and tire companies may in turn buy car from Maruti company. So what are they saying? You manufacturing tire, you will need a car. The car company will need tires, so it's a reciprocal. Okay, then the seventh one, I think this example is much more easier for you to understand. Okay, so leasing out, the word lease itself tells you it's renting out. Example, you cannot buy these big, see, these are called as plants, so these are called as machinery. Okay, you cannot buy these machinery, or you cannot buy these plants because they're huge and you cannot afford to pay so much of money. So you will actually find buyers who can sell you these plants or let's say machineries on a lease rental value. That is like a monthly installment or monthly rental value you will pay. Like you already learnt in your first PUC syllabus under sources of business finance. Okay, you already have leasing out. So in that you are already learnt this. So what is it? You agree to pay a rental amount of money every single month, and for that you will start using the product. Okay. So classification of industrial products, I told you this particular chart is again going to come front of you because you are, this is going to be a next topic. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to be learning on. Have already put a tick mark there. We would not go into much detail because it doesn't really require much detail. Okay, so industrial products or into, the first one, material and parts. Okay, material and parts is divided into two. I have put pictures for you so that it's easy for you to understand. You look at the picture, it's more than enough for you to learn. Okay, and we are talking about industrial goods. That means those industries which are manufacturing the goods. Okay, so we are not talking about consumable goods here. We are talking about industrial goods where these organizations are into manufacturing of the parts or the end product. So, material and parts. Materials refer to raw materials and parts refers to certain components. Like example, your tires, okay, or probably some battery, probably some computer component, the motherboard, the CPU. All these are the parts what we are talking about. So what are they saying? In when you think about dividing industrial goods, you have material and parts as the first one, which you will be getting it from different places or different other small companies. These include goods that enter the manufacturer's products completely. Such goods are divided into two types. Raw material. Raw material means what? It is the basic raw material, the first thing. Example, crude oil. Okay, with crude oil only you get petroleum, diesel, and whatnot you get. Okay, when you further process it. If you further process iron ore, you get iron, you get the sub elements of iron as well. So this is iron ore for you here. Okay, and what else is there? Fishery, lumber. See, this is what is lumber for you here. You cut the wood, and after you chopping the wood, you take the wood, you make tables, you make the end product of it. So all these are raw materials. Yes. The second one is manufactured materials and parts. Now tell me, the tire is also it's not a full-fledged part which you can completely use it. You cannot use the tire completely. It is not like a vehicle. You have to fix it into something. That is why it's called as manufactured material and parts. Parts means small components, but it is not the final product. If you tell car, yes, car is a final product. You say truck, truck is a final product. But if you say tire, tire is not a final product. It is a component part. Component part means it's something like an important part, or it is a part of some other let's say some other thing component, like example battery, car battery. Without the battery, can the car function? No. So it is an important element. Yeah. So manufactured materials and parts, these are again of two types: component materials like glass, iron, plastic, and component parts such as tire, electric bulbs. You just have to read the examples, and that's more than enough. Don't go into depth of this. This usually doesn't come, and even if it comes, it asks you examples under it, so be ready for the to give the. Now the second thing, it's been divided. Industrial products, you've already seen, has been divided into three. Now the second one is capital items. What are these capital items? Capital items is something that where the investment is big. Okay, like example, installation like elevators needs a lot of money, right? Mainframe computers, processing computers, and getting a computer is not an easy thing. You need a lot of money. So what are they saying? These are such goods that are used in the production of finished goods. So only if you use these products can the goods be converted into a finished good. So mainly these are big goods what we are talking about. See, tire is a small part. But if you're talking about these elevators, mainframe computers, all these kind of things, hand tools and personal computers, all these are things which is very, very important. Okay, and these are called as capital items. Why capital items? Because they help in the production of the finished goods. Third one, supplies and business services. Now these again are related to services. Services means what kind of services? Example you have is paint. Paint, you need a person who can help you to paint your building. Yeah. Then repairing and maintenance, you need someone who can come and repair and maintain your building if there's some problem, like plumbing problem or wiring whatever problems are there. Then operating supplies like lubricants, then computer stationery, writing papers, etc. Just learn one or two examples here. Don't go into depth here. Again, I'm telling you because these answers usually don't come. If it comes, they'll ask you what are the features of industrial products. So now, what is the conclusion they are saying? They are saying consumer products and industrial products is both important for the fact that both these are needed for the buyer. Why both these are needed for the buyer? Because consumer products are consumed by the consumers, but industrial products are not consumed by us, but we use it on a day-to-day purpose. Okay, and depending on their brand and depending on their technical specifications, we start using these products. Yes, so it is very important that both of them, that consumer product and industry, very important. Okay, so by now I'm sure you know what comes under product mix. Under product mix, the first thing you have is product. This is the classification of product, that is consumer product, industrial product. Consumer product is divided into durability, shopping efforts involved. Durability is divided into non-durable, durable, service. Shopping effort again is divided into convenient, shopping products, and specialty products. Industrial goods, which we learned today. Industrial goods is divided into material and parts, component parts. What is industrial goods? It's only used for industrial process purposes, where you will manufacture, you will convert the raw material into the finished product. Okay, but these we are not talking about consumable goods. These are mainly industrial goods, but here also there are certain things where you can actually consume, like sugarcane. Sugarcane is converted into sugar. Okay, so material and parts, capital items, supplies, and business services. Even if you don't learn all these, please ensure you can learn these things that comes here. Doubts you have, any questions you have, please let me know. Now, the next session, I would tell you what we would be learning. We would be learning about branding, okay? Because you have another three questions below branding, which is very, very important, which usually comes as an 8 marker as well as a 4 marker. So, today we completed about the entire under product mix. We completed the first topic, that is product. So stay tuned, we would start with branding very soon, and ensure that everything goes well with you by listening to the sessions. Any doubts, clarifications, I'm there to help you. So thank you so much.